Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jake with Casual E-commerce, and in this video, we're going to be talking about e-commerce in 2018 and the likely direction that it's going to begin to take moving into the new year. Alright, so real quick before we get into the video, I wanted to cover a few quick things. The first thing being Happy New Year. At the time of filming this video, it's actually not New Year yet, but this video will be uploaded on New Year's Day. So Happy New Year's to everyone watching, and if you're watching this video after New Year's, well, it's still the new year, so happy 2018. The second thing I wanted to say is I apologize for not uploading any videos the past few weeks. I've been visiting family a lot, and I haven't had access to my studio or any of my recording equipment, so as you can see, to make this video, I kind of had to improvise. This isn't my normal setting, but this was the best setting that I could find for a video, so I just went ahead and I'm shooting one here on my phone, so the visual quality probably isn't the greatest. And lastly, I wanted to mention a slightly new direction that I'd like to take with this channel moving forward into 2018 and beyond. And it's not really a huge change, but I'd like to start gearing my content more towards like serious entrepreneurs. So that doesn't mean content won't be beginner friendly or anything like that. It's not beginners that I'm not trying to make content for, but it's more so fake entrepreneurs that I'm not trying to make content for. I'd like to actively create content and grow an audience of actual aspiring entrepreneurs, people that want to make being a business owner their actual career. I'm not really trying to create content for and target people that are out here just looking for a way to get rich quick or make quick money, or people that come in with the mindset of, oh, well, I'll try this and see if it works, and if it doesn't, whatever, I'll just go back to my job. The type of people that I'm looking for, that I'm trying to create content for, are people that are, I'm going to start a business, I want to be a business owner, this is what I want to do as my career, I want to be an entrepreneur, this is what I want to do, and that's the type of content that I'd like to create for people. So I'd like to start gearing my content more towards, I guess you could say, more dedicated people, more serious people. So that doesn't mean that the content won't be beginner friendly. It just means that I'll be focusing more on actual long-term business fundamental strategies when it comes to e-commerce and stuff versus short-term like gimmicky strategies and stuff like that, because I enjoy teaching the more long-term strategies, because that's what I'm actively trying to employ on a daily basis within my own businesses. So anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the topic at hand, which is e-commerce and the likely direction it's going to take in 2018. So if you've seen my Is Dropshipping Dead video already, you already have a bit of an idea of how I feel about this. So as far as e-commerce and the drop shipping sector of e-commerce goes, I definitely feel that it's still very viable, it still works, and it's definitely still a great opportunity, and it's also a good way for beginners to learn a lot of online marketing fundamentals and e-commerce fundamentals. However, in 2018, I mean, this started about halfway through 2017, honestly, but especially it's going to be this year. For sure, the competition is going to be a lot higher, which means, in turn, not that you can't do well, but you're going to end up paying more money for the same traffic. So let's say if last year, maybe a purchase for something in a certain niche was $5, this year it might be $7 or $8, because there's more people advertising to the same traffic, therefore getting those conversions is going to cost each person more. So essentially, the businesses that are going to be making more money are the ones who can spend more money on ads, and the businesses that really went out are going to be the ones that actually have a back end to their business and aren't just playing for front end sales. They actually are playing more for branding, they're playing more for acquiring lifetime customers, and they're focusing on how much money they can make from one customer over the long term versus just making one upfront sale, forgetting about that customer, and then acquiring another new customer, another new customer, another new customer. Instead, most of the people that are going to be winning out are going to be acquiring a customer base and then working on nurturing that customer base. Now, obviously, you're always going to be going out and searching for new customers as well, but you need to focus on building up your brand loyalty, your audience following, and a brand culture, and create a buying culture within your e-commerce brand. So the main point I want to drive home about e-commerce in 2018 is that if you're a complete beginner, you can still do drop shipping, and it's still a viable strategy that you can use to make money, but it is, to be honest, harder than it was last year and harder than it was the year before that, and it's only going to keep getting harder. Now, does that mean you shouldn't do it? No, you should still do it. You should still learn the e-commerce fundamentals from that. But once you have down the fundamentals, you should start focusing on setting up a more serious store with long-term branding in mind, where eventually maybe you set up your own fulfillment so that way the shipping times aren't so long. You set up your own branded packaging. You do things like that. And that gets back to what I was saying earlier. That's the type of content that I'll probably be trying to create this year, because that's kind of more so how you can build a long-term sustainable business that maybe you can sell in the future, or you can just, keep growing and growing throughout a significant portion of your lifetime. So as the year goes on, you can expect the drop shipping model and the print-on-demand model too. I'm kind of just grouping that in with drop shipping. So print-on-demand, where you create custom designs on t-shirts and stuff. That's going to be getting more and more competitive as well. And the reason print-on-demand and drop shipping are going to be skyrocketing competition is because they are the ones with the lowest barrier to entry. Creating your own product and getting your own fulfillment is a lot harder, which scares most people off. So the most competition is going to be in the areas of drop shipping and print on demand, because you don't have to mess with the inventory or anything like that. And the barrier to entry is really easy, and you can be up and running in a day. So as I've said a couple times before, that model still works. It's just going to be more competitive. So if you want to find success with the drop shipping model or print on demand model specifically, you can't half-ass it anymore. You may have been able to half-ass it a year ago, 2 years ago, but you're not going to be able to half-ass it anymore, because there's a lot more people in the industry now, and a lot of people are in here working hours and hours each day, busting their ass. So if you want to be able to compete with them, you're going to have to do the same. You can't come in and throw up a piece of shit looking store and then expect to make hundreds and hundreds of dollars every day selling drop shipped products when your store looks like crap, your ads are terrible, and there's no sales copy on the page or anything like that. So pretty much the point of the whole video is you're not going to really be able to make half-ass money in 2018 with e-commerce. So essentially all of the fake entrepreneurs that I was talking about earlier, they're pretty much all just going to get wiped out by a big tidal wave of all the competition coming in, and essentially the cream, as they say, will end up rising to the top, and everyone else that's just half-assing it, not putting in any effort, thinking short-term, they're pretty much all just going to get wiped out. So if you're watching this video, I don't want you to end up being one of those people that gets wiped out this year, or if you're a newcomer, I don't want you to be one of those people that comes up with the mindset that this is going to be super easy and that you're not going to have to put in any effort, and that you're just going to essentially set up a money printing machine online, because that's just not how it works, especially now, because it's a lot harder than it was this time last year. Now, with that being said, just because something's harder and more competitive, it doesn't mean there's less opportunity or less money to be made. The same amount of money is still there, the same amount of opportunity is still there, except now you actually have to put forth effort. The good thing is, when you begin to do things the right way, when you begin to advertise correctly, when you begin to have sales copy on your pages, when you begin to have a branded store, when you do all these things that no one else is doing, your competition, instead of competing with the 99% of people doing all that bullshit, you're beginning to just compete with the small 1% of people that are actually putting forth all of that effort, which means you're going to be getting a lot larger section of the market, a lot larger piece of the pie, but you're going to be competing with a lot less people at the same time. So in 2018, what you should try and do is, instead of half-assing everything and trying to compete with everyone down here in the sewer fighting over scraps, what you need to do is just commit to putting forth the effort and doing everything right, and then go over here and compete with the few people who are fighting for the gold instead of fighting for the scraps. And you'll find that there's a lot less competition when you actually put forth effort. You learn to do things right, and instead of constantly staying in the beginner mindset, you actually learn to become and accept the fact that you yourself have to become an expert in order to make money with pretty much any type of business model. So with that being said, in summary, e-commerce in 2018, dropshipping is still alive. It still works just like it did before. To be honest, it's probably always going to work, but it's just going to get more and more competitive. So if you want to make dropshipping work, then you need to put forth more effort, you need to commit to learning, and you need to do things right. And once you've mastered the dropshipping model, it's probably a good idea to try and set up your own custom branded products and set up your own fulfillment if e-commerce is something that you want to do long term. And as far as content related to that type of stuff goes, that's more so the direction of content that I'd like to start putting out this year, along with I'll still be putting out dropshipping content as well. So with that being said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in another video.